5 underrated authors you need to discover. In the vast world of literature, some authors achieve global recognition, their names etched into history. Yet, countless others remain in the shadows, writers whose works are just as powerful, just as moving, but often overlooked. Today, we're uncovering 5 underrated authors from across the world, whose words deserve your attention. Number 1. Bessie Head, 1937 to 1986. Background: born in South Africa under apartheid, Bessie Head faced exile, poverty, and lifelong struggles with identity. She eventually settled in Botswana, where she began her most important works. Why underrated? Despite her profound insights into race, gender, and belonging, she is rarely mentioned alongside African literary greats like Chinua Achebe or Ngugi wa Thiong'o. Notable works: When Rain Clouds Gather, 1968, a story of renewal and agricultural reform in a rural African village. Maru, 1971, tackling the stigma of ethnic discrimination against the San people. A Question of Power, 1973, an autobiographical, haunting exploration of mental illness and identity. Legacy: Bessie Head transformed her struggles into stories of resilience, giving voice to those society tried to silence. Number 2. J.G. Farrell, 1935 to 1979. Background: born in Liverpool, Farrell wrote with sharp wit about the decline of the British Empire. He tragically died young, swept out to sea while fishing in Ireland. Why underrated? Though he won the Booker Prize in 1973, his works are often overlooked in discussions of post-colonial literature. Notable works: Troubles, 1970, set in Ireland during its War of Independence, showing colonial arrogance unraveling. The Siege of Krishnapur, 1973, a Booker Prize, winning novel about British officials under siege in India. The Singapore Grip, 1978, a biting satire about colonial greed in Southeast Asia. Legacy: Farrell's trilogy remains one of the most brilliant critiques of empire, blending history, tragedy, and dark humor. Number 3. Tove Jansson, 1914 to 2001. Background: a Finnish-Swedish author and painter, Jansson is widely known for the beloved Moomin children's series. But beyond children's books, she wrote profound novels for adults. Why underrated? Outside Scandinavia, many readers only know her for the Moomins, overlooking her literary artistry in adult fiction. Notable works: The Summer Book, 1972, a tender story of a grandmother and granddaughter on a remote island. The True Deceiver, 1982, exploring deception, art, and human relationships. Fair Play, 1989, semi-autobiographical stories about companionship and creativity. Legacy: Jansson's writing captures solitude, resilience, and the beauty of small moments, proving her talent far exceeded children's literature. Number 4. Clarice Lispector, 1920 to 1977. Background: born in Ukraine to a Jewish family fleeing pogroms, Lispector grew up in Brazil. She became one of Latin America's most distinctive literary voices. Why underrated? Her experimental style, blending philosophy with fiction, intimidated many readers and kept her from mainstream fame outside Brazil for decades. Notable works: Near to the Wild Heart, 1943, her debut, written at only 23, compared to James Joyce's modernist style. The Hour of the Star, 1977, her final novel about a poor girl in Rio de Janeiro, blending social critique with existential reflection. Agua Viva, 1973, a lyrical, almost meditative exploration of time and identity. Legacy: sometimes called the female Kafka, Lispector broke rules of narrative, making readers confront existence itself through her words. Number 5. John Williams, 1922 to 1994. Background: an American novelist and professor, Williams lived a quiet life, never achieving fame during his lifetime. Why underrated? His masterpiece, Stoner, was largely ignored when published in 1965 but was rediscovered decades later, becoming a cult classic. Notable works: Stoner, 1965, the life of an unremarkable professor, filled with quiet tragedy and beauty. Augustus, 1972, a historical novel about the first Roman emperor, which won the National Book Award. Legacy: Williams proved that great literature doesn't always roar, it can whisper, illuminating the dignity of ordinary lives. Closing narration. These 5 authors may not dominate bestseller lists, but their words endure, powerful, timeless, and deeply human. If you're ready to step beyond the familiar and discover voices that challenge, comfort, and inspire, start here. Because sometimes, the most underrated authors are the ones who change us the most.